Hello everyone, my name is Brandan Davis. I'm a criminal defense lawyer based out of Overland Park, Kansas. In this video, I'm going to be answering the question, is medical marijuana use, when prescribed in a state that has adopted medical marijuana, is it going to cause a probation violation in a state in which does not have marijuana use? Now, this video is pretty tailored to a specific type of person, someone that has already been convicted in a state that has not adopted medical marijuana use or recreational marijuana use, like a state like Kansas, but they are prescribed medical marijuana in their home state, like a state like Missouri. So how this situation generally plays out is someone gets put on probation here and then goes back home to their home state, and whether it's any state that has prescribed medical marijuana, we're going to use Missouri as an example in this video, that allows them to use medical marijuana, but then they are on probation here, so they have to travel back to Kansas and is subject to Kansas probation rules that prohibit marijuana use. Now, right now, what you can do is look at a probation as a contract. In a contract, you can bargain away rights that you might otherwise have, just like in any other contract. For example, if you were selling a car and you had a contract to sell that vehicle, you are foregoing what would be a legal right for the use of that vehicle and ownership of that vehicle for money consideration from the other party. Same thing applies on a probation contract. You can bargain away rights that you would otherwise legally have. Like, for example, the use of alcohol. In Kansas, if you're over 21, you can use alcohol. When you sign a probation contract, you're going to be barred from using alcohol because you have bargained away that legal right. Now, the same thing applies on medical marijuana cases. If someone has a medical marijuana card or a medical marijuana prescription in another state, and they sign a contract here in Kansas, they can bargain away that right to medical marijuana in their home state. Now, there's an argument to be made that a court shouldn't be able to restrict the person's use of medicine. And now this happens all the time where a person has a prescription for a legally prescribed drug, let's say Adderall, and that person comes into the state, they're on probation for whatever crime, and they have a positive screen for Adderall, which shows very similar to methamphetamine on the drug screens. In that case, the person will not get violated probation because they have a legal prescription for that pill. So there's an argument to be made that the legal use of the drug out of state shouldn't violate your probation in the state. Now, the experience I've had with this in making these arguments to a lot of local jurisdictions is that they're just simply not buying it. They're saying that there's a federal prohibition against the use of marijuana. They don't care about your local state's approval of medical marijuana use. And since Kansas has a law prohibiting the possession of marijuana, they don't allow you to have marijuana in your system on a probation type violation case. So the very long story short is, if you use marijuana when you're on probation in Kansas, even if you're otherwise legally prescribed it in your home state, you're probably going to get a violation here, and the judge will probably go ahead and violate your probation if you have a positive UA for THC or marijuana use. So if you have any questions about violations of probation, a motion to violate probation, or any questions with the criminal defense system, feel free to give my office a call to set up a free consultation.